In this video, I'm going to be going through a bunch of new and exciting information here for Cold War Zombies. Some leaked perk and field upgrades have been revealed. Tiers 4 and 5 have been found in the game, and people have been able to play Cold War Zombies and actually activate these extra tiers. So we're going to go through what those secret perk upgrades are and if Treyarch's going to officially bring them into the game. Some new Firebase Z teasers, information on the gameplay reveal trailer, which is going to be tomorrow, and a bunch of other Cold War Zombies DLC information here. If you guys can, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more Black Ops Cold War content. These past couple of days have been unreal. I'm trying to put as much good quality content out to you guys as possible. There's a lot going on, and tomorrow is going to be even bigger, so definitely tomorrow, be ready. We'll start off with that actually. The Firebase Z gameplay reveal trailer will be tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be streaming on this channel, as I said in my last video, tomorrow morning. I'm going to start around 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we're going to react to the trailer live. It's going to be super hype. Alongside the trailer, hopefully Treyarch brings us some more information on the storyline, what the map is going to be about, but I think the trailer will be good enough. We'll get a good idea as to what this map looks like, the new zombie bosses, maybe a teaser for the new wonder weapon, a teaser for the storyline, Samantha Maxis being captured, the R character, who he is exactly, is Richtofen in there? Not, most likely not, but you know, we're going to see a lot of really cool stuff from this gameplay trailer tomorrow, so it's going to be a very important and exciting day, and tomorrow will mark 1 week until this map officially releases for free for all consoles, Thursday, February 4th. So super exciting there. Definitely can't wait to finally play a new DLC map. D-Machine is fun, but it's definitely about time for a new DLC Zombies map in the game. Let's go through first a bunch of the different Firebase Z teasers, the new ones that Treyarch has been bringing to us. These are some of the posters that not a lot of people are actually looking at. Here is the first poster. The translation for this is, "Be vigilant, the enemy will lead." And then there's another translation. People are giving all different translations that are kind of different. One is from Dalek. Treyarch tweeted out their own kind of translations as well and their own sort of bios for this stuff, but here's a second version of what's going on here. Do you think you're a danger? I'm not even going to pronounce that word. Be vigilant. Brog is everywhere, and some people were saying, is Brog some type of character, some type of zombie boss? Is it some type of element? I really don't know about that. The next one here, the second poster. By the way, these posters are super cool. I don't think they mean too much in what they're showing, because they're kind of showing general cartoonish stuff from Firebase Z, but you know, the descriptions and what's actually said on the posters might actually mean something. So translation for this one is teleport only permitted content, and this could clearly just mean that for certain and specific teleporters in Firebase Z, you're only allowed to teleport certain things. So maybe it's not just for players, maybe you have to teleport certain items through these teleporters for some type of Easter egg step or to upgrade something, or maybe only certain operators can actually teleport through this for an Easter egg step again. So who knows exactly what that means. Again, if you are Russian and you could clearly translate this stuff without Google Translate, that would help us out a lot, because Google Translate and other translation methods sometimes make things worse and we just don't get the accurate translation. But if you're Russian and you know exactly what this says, definitely leave your comments down below. The third and last poster here that Treyarch is teasing to us for Firebase Z, super cool, and the translation here is avoid accidents, check out the gravity. And then the translation here goes to a humming bridge. I really don't think that's accurate. A lot of these translations are from Dalek, so I don't know if Dalek did something wrong here, but another translation that someone responded to Dalek with was avoid accidents, check gravity calibration. That seems a bit more likely to be an actual thing. Again, I don't know what the gravity calibration is in this map. Maybe you have to, you know, calibrate the gravity, the dark ether gravity in a certain way in this map for just turning on the power or for the Easter egg steps. We did talk about in my video 2 days ago, yesterday, about the Firebase Z gameplay leaks, and in those gameplay leaks, there are ether reactors on Firebase Z. There are about 5 to 6 ether reactors scattered throughout Firebase Z, and most likely this is the method to turn on the power, similar to Origins in a sense. So maybe that has something to do with the gravity calibration in the game, referring to the ether reactors. Again, we really don't know yet, but it could be something with that. And again, leave your theories, your ideas down below. What do these translations mean? What do they have to do with the actual map? Is it just general stuff? Like the first one, the enemy will lead. That could just be the general, Firebase Z boss that we saw on a bunch of the different posters and reveal images. So it could just be referring to general things within the Firebase Z zombies map, or it could be referring to stuff of importance, stuff for the storyline, for the Easter egg, and cool stuff like that. So leave your ideas, your theories about that down below. Now let's go through here a bunch of the hidden Cold War Zombies DLC perk and field upgrades. Now, I've been wanting to make a video specifically about this topic for several months now. Back in the pre-alpha, the alpha, and the beta files for Black Ops Cold War, there were a ton of extra tiers that were leaked for perks and field upgrades in the game. And back then, we actually thought that the perks were going to have 5 tiers. The first leak that I saw from Cold War Zombies was a leak of the Stamina Up perk in Cold War Zombies, and I saw the image and it had 5 tiers in the pre-alpha version of Black Ops Cold War. Obviously, at launch, Treyarch decided to scrap the 2 extra tiers, and everything in the game is capped at 3 tiers per item. But apparently in the game, you still have extra tiers, and these abilities are popping up in game. So let's go through here a bunch of the different extra perk field upgrade abilities, the tiers here. I'm gonna leave a link to the Reddit post down below where I'm getting a bunch of this information from. I do have past leaks from the pre-alpha files. I can't find them. Once I find them, I'll make a video going through a bunch of those other leaks, because there is a ton of really cool secret leaks about extra upgrades that they wanted to have in the game that Treyarch just didn't add, and maybe we'll see in the future, but I'll save that for a separate video. But for here, let's go through a bunch of the upgrades. Now the first one here for the Juggernog perk, tier 4 is PhD Flopper, and tier 5 is some type of ability where the armor is depleted before your health when you're hit or attacked by any type of zombie. Now, before we go through any more of these, I definitely want to clarify that this is leaked information, and if Treyarch does actually release these extra tiers, tier 4 and 5, to all of the different perks and field upgrades, they might end up switching the order around for these tiers. They might change the tiers abilities slightly. So again, this is not an exact look at what we're seeing here, but this is leaked information, stuff that people are finding in the game, so it's definitely kind of on par as to what we would see. Let's go through these tiers here specifically. Tier 4 PhD Flopper implemented into the Juggernog perk sounds kind of interesting. If you guys don't know, PhD Flopper was a perk back in Black Ops 1, some BO2 maps. It pretty much makes it so you have no explosive damage, no fall damage, and you could either dolphin dive or slide, depending on the game, to make an explosion that kills zombies. And there is a leak, several leaks, telling us that PhD Flopper will be a DLC perk added to the game in Cold War Zombies, and it's kind of up in the air as to what Treyarch is going to do. Do they release PhD as a separate perk, or do they implement a bunch of its features into Juggernog? Let me know what you guys want them to do down below. Tier 5 here also seems pretty cool. Armor depleted before health. That definitely seems like a useful ability. A lot of people are saying it's similar to Dying Wish, the perk from Black Ops 4 Zombies, and Dying Wish's description is this: instead of entering last stand, the player goes berserk for 9 seconds. While berserk, they are invulnerable and melee damage is greatly increased. Afterwards, the player is left with 1 health. Cooldown increases with every use. Now, for this perk here, I also have to mention, instead of dying, your health will be set at 1, and then your armor will be completely drained. So it's pretty much like a different version of the Dying Wish perk in Black Ops Cold War. That one seems pretty good. I like more of the PhD effects, but let me know down below, what do you guys think about these tiers here for Juggernog? And if you guys have other ideas for different tier 4 and tier 5 abilities for Juggernog, leave those ideas down below. For Stamina Up, tier 4, no sprint slowdown. Tier 5, reduced movement and pairing effect, or can throw equipment while sprinting. So some pretty cool abilities there. Everything seems like something you would get with Stamina Up. Again, this may not be exactly what we see, but I do like the vibe of the different abilities that Stamina Up would give you in this game. Speed Cola, there's not as much information for this one. Tier 4 could be the box spinning faster. Tier 5, we really don't know. And the box spinning faster is something that we actually saw from Black Ops 4 in the form of the time slip perk, and the description there is equipment cooldown rate increased, mystery box and pack-a-punch weapons appear faster, greatly reduced trap and fast travel cooldowns. It seems like some of Treyarch's plans were to bring a bunch of these old Black Ops 4 perk abilities and put them into the different tiers and different field upgrades. They've already done that with the base game, but it seems like they wanted to do that even more with the extra tier 4 and tier 5 editions of these perks. Now, tier 5 is missing here for Speed Cola. A great tier 5 for Speed Cola would obviously be a 50 to 60% faster reload speed. For some reason, the speed increase they give you with Speed Cola in this game is a lot less than what we saw in the past, so I think definitely this would be a really cool tier 5, and a lot of people would really grind for this tier 5. We have some field upgrade tiers that were leaked. For Ether Shroud, we have tier 4, sprint faster when using it, and then tier 5 can stack up to 2 charges, and again, this could be changed, but these are kind of generic. Nothing too crazy there, kind of just expanding upon what Ether Shroud already provides to us. Frost Blast, tier 4, stack up to 3 charges, no tier 5 found. Ring of Fire, we only have a tier 4 as well. Ring duration, 20 seconds instead of the normal 15, so nothing too crazy there. Again, you guys can leave your ideas down below. What would be the extra abilities, effects that you would see for these field upgrades, perks, anything else in the game? What would they do if they actually added the tier 4 and 5 versions for this stuff? It's very possible that Treyarch does eventually add the extra tiers to the game. When Treyarch was first developing Cold War Zombies, they had intentions of having a tier 4 and 5 for every field upgrade, perk, and weapon class, and I guess they decided to remove it for whatever reason. One of those reasons could have been that they plan on bringing the extra tiers as DLC, and they didn't want to give us too much at launch. Now, I don't know that for sure, but that definitely could be an option. Or maybe they just completely scrapped the idea. A lot of this code and these abilities are left over in the code, and that's pretty much that. We'll never see these extra abilities ever in the game. Maybe they'll bring us these abilities in the form of different DLC perks, so that could be a thing as well. But again, we really don't know what Treyarch's true intentions are. Now, in the pre-alpha version of Black Ops Cold War Zombies, Treyarch also had intentions of bringing us a different rarity of the ether crystals in the game. It was a flawless ether crystal, and this was supposed to be a higher tiered crystal in the game that I guess you would use for higher tier upgrades, and maybe the flawless crystals were meant specifically for the top tier upgrades, tier 4 and tier 5. I'd assume that it would take a lot more time, it would be a lot more difficult to get these flawless ether crystals, and then that would mean that the tier 4 and 5 upgrades for all of the perks, field upgrades, and weapon classes would be a lot more useful, a lot more sought after than a bunch of the lower tiered upgrades. And that would be a pretty cool thing if they eventually added it as DLC. I think a lot of people would be interested in that, and it would bring us more of a reason to grind for those top tiers and make those top tiers a bit more valuable, because honestly, you could play a zombies game, you could get a bunch of ether crystals, upgrade all of your stuff, and then that's it. So I think the top tiers, if they do ever add them into Cold War Zombies, they should really be something that you have to just grind for and not everyone can get. You really have to do some stuff good, get those flawless crystals, and get these tiers. You can leave your opinions on that down below. Do you want it to be easy to access these top tiers, or do you want it to be more of a challenge to get them with, let's say, the flawless ether crystals in the game? That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below, zombies. If you watch the whole video, it is greatly appreciated. Again, tomorrow is the Firebase Z gameplay reveal trailer, so definitely pull up to the stream on my channel for that. Firebase Z is releasing next Thursday, February 4th. Super excited to finally play a new map.